Hello everyone and welcome back to ESL Pro League live in the Intel Esports Arena. Unfortunately, we have suffered a loss here on the Pro League. Snods is out of action, he's MIA once again, and we've brought in the classic man himself, Jake Elton.
Hi, Jack.
Hello, how you doing, Jake?
Not too well.
No?
I'm actually quite under the weather, yeah. I mean, just Snods is a bit more
a bit further gone.
Yeah.
You're keeping it together. You've been able to come in last minute.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing a dead man's clothes, as it is. I've stolen his shirt.
You've literally robbed the clothes off his back, and now you're ready to sub in. So it's Big versus FaZe count. That's our second map.
It is.
Obviously, you were observing for the first one.
I was.
And that was quite a good affair. What was your thoughts from behind the PC?
Well, I mean, the first half was really close, actually. I mean, it was sort of one of those games where the first... You get stuck in those situations where you win one, you lose one, you win one, you lose one. It was like 7 rounds of that, I think. 4-3 to Big. And then Big, they just sort of ran away with it. I mean, they took... they take the second half pistol round, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, from there, FaZe looked pretty weak on their T side. And it was only sort of Nico popping off, and apart from that, it wasn't too impressive.
Because that's the thing, right? Nico actually had overall a pretty impressive game. I mean, there was a round with the 5k with the AWP, just being able to consistently deal out damage.
Yeah,
but
that Deagle round as well.
Yeah, and that was huge towards the A side, just upsetting. And that's sort of what you expect from FaZe, right? You can never really count them out in rounds, even when they don't have an effective buy. They're still able to keep themselves into it. But overall, Big just seemed to maintain. They grinned and bear it their way through. But now we move on to our third and final map of the night, which I believe is our last time we're going to be witnessing Overpass.
It is.
Which could be quite an interesting one. It's obviously a map where Smooya tends to excel, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, back when he was playing in the UK scene, he was always running around doing whatever he wanted on Overpass, always screaming. I mean, you'd have to feel that he's a bit more sensible in this lineup. You know, Godby talking about how he's learned how to play the game over these last few months, so maybe a bit more calm, but definitely as impactful.
Yeah, I think that's true. Obviously, individually very skilled, so he does like to try and take those more aggressive firefights. We do have the odds as well. I think they could be effective quite heavily for this one. Ooh. Actually, you know, I mean, fair play. It is FaZe Clan, so obviously you do want to put them as the advantage team there. 1.5 to 2.3. That's not that bad of an odd. I mean, that seems pretty fair. Obviously, Big getting the upset win there as well. And this has actually been a fairly effective season for Big. I mean, if we're talking about upsets, that's now 1 map off FaZe, 1 map off Astralis. Sure. If they can try and keep that up, that's at least good form. That's something you can look at after the sort of the games, really, right? And use that as a demo to learn. Yeah,
I mean, it's sort of like what Snods was saying. They had 2 top 8 finishes with the Major and a Blast. And yeah, I mean, since the addition of Smooya, it's just been on the up. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see.
Yeah, definitely a rise to fame for the young Smooth, the Iron Butterfield, being able to help them out and looking good. And that is the added benefit you have. With an in-game leader like Godby, obviously tactically gifted through and through, you're always going to have that edge there. You kind of just need the firepower around him. And Smooya definitely finding his footings. Obviously, in the past, we saw him struggle in some environments. Seemed like when the pressure was on him, he could buckle under it. But these days, he seems to thrive off it.
Yeah, no, he loves the game at the moment. And if you want to compare the 2 teams in recent form, you know, you have Big, who are always classically a tight-knit unit as a team, and FaZe, they're just all over the place. You know, Carrigan stopped calling, he's quit social media, he's in a pretty bad place at the moment, and the rest of FaZe, they're all sort of just going through the motions, it seems like. So, yeah, I mean, I'd favour Big here.
Yeah. Oh, it does seem like you know, as you've summed it up there, you have a team that's really sort of riding out the high, full of confidence, loving life right now, whereas everything's sort of a little bit up in the air for FaZe Clan. It's not... well, if you say FaZe backwards, it's easy AF, but it definitely isn't easy as F.
It definitely isn't, no. Not
quite hard.
Yeah, it's been rough.
But we are into it. FaZe Clan going to be over on the T side. Big will be on the CT side, Jake, as we do kick this one off.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Jack.
No, not at all. Well, early long control going to be coming through. FaZe going to be making their way up. Guardian leads the pack. We have 3 players with armor. You've got the smoke and the Molotov there on Nico. Smoke double flash on Carrigan as well.
Yeah, it does look like there's going to be a bit of a round-the-world strat here with Overpass lurking outside B, just making sure Big don't get too carried away with themselves and push. Ooh, Tabson falling already. That's going completely to plan so far for FaZe.
Yeah, this is looking good for them. Obviously, gives them that extra bit of map control. They can try and sell the idea of a potential play towards the A site. And actually, the rotates come around. So Olofmeister's linked up. So it seems that they will be committing to go for the true A play here. And they have the utility to do so. For the retake, all God B will have is just the 1 flash. That's everything they're going to have to give them a little bit of an extra edge.
Yeah, I mean, the boys on site have to go huge next. He doesn't even get a single frag. And God B's going to drop as well. Lovely pistol round coming out from FaZe.
Yeah, looking very effective. This could actually be a completely flawless round as well, as it's just Tizian and Smooth that remain. Tizian, not even a chance before he gets his block knocked off. Smooth will respond from the rear as he finds the flick up onto Karrigan, but in reality, there's no chance he should win this round. We'll at least find 2 kills and punish Karrigan and Guardian, try to build that confidence a little bit, but FaZe do get the opening pistol.
Yeah, I mean, Rain with a 4K there. Famously one of the best pistol players in the world. You know, you'd have to put him up there with Dennis as someone who has such a huge impact on those rounds. And as a player, he's been a bit lackluster in this FaZe lineup recently. You know, he always sort of has those, you know, once in a while games where he'll come out huge, but he used to be so consistent. And I mean, they're going to need him if they want to take this map here.
I think that's sort of the storyline of FaZe, really, isn't it? It's all these players that have really sort of fallen from great heights right now and having a bit of a slow time, which is definitely weird to see. Ooh, into this round as well. They're trying to at least make it quite costly for the T side. Again, it's another 2 rebuys that are going to have to come out. Karrigan and Nico go down. Still trying to build those early frags on Smooya as he's found 3 kills.
Yeah, I mean, he can afford to go glass cannon AWP if he wants, and he is going to...
Cheeky. Probably
going to go for some early picks with that. You know, try and put his stamp on the game. And he will be going up against Guardian, who's whipped out an AWP of his own.
There's definitely a contrast of styles, Guardian and Smooya. Smooya goes for the first face towards mid, going to be able to sprint his way out of there as well. Seemed like he was trying to nudge the smoke to stop it from actually falling into its preferred position, but they have been able to push up. They've got that early control towards toilets, and this is where Tabson comes into effect. He needs to be so effective here. He's hearing all of this information, the audio cues as they're pushing by, but can he get the backstab off? Smooya just waiting for the face as well. They're not given a single opportunity yet. FaZe, they've slowed it down a little bit.
Yep. Letting Big try and make the mistakes here. You know, you've got Olofmeister just waiting for a push outside B, whilst the rest of his team take map control towards A long and A toilets. Smooya is going to re-aggress here. Could catch one of these players out. I think he might have just been spotted there.
Yeah, it seems like they both got an inkling of to what was going on. They have pulled back ever so slightly. It's a bit of an early trade of damage, and Tizian's been brought down nearly to half life as he's left on 51 HP. Tabson, he was the one we wanted to see make a big play this entire time, and it pays off. He gets the first frag, begins to pull back, and they just keep giving him the bomb. They're pushing closer and closer. 2 kills found, eventually goes down on the 3rd man, but that is a big advantage that Big have into the round, with only 30 seconds left as well on the clock, Jake.
Yeah, Olaf's going to get caught here, just timing with Tizian re-aggressing off short. Nice play from him. And yeah, not much these remaining 2 players can do here. They're just going to try and execute it to B, but you've got 1 player Bridge, 1 player Monster. There's really not much you can do walking into a crossfire like that.
Ooh, next as well on the elevated angle. He's put himself on a pedestal, and that is the reason why. Easy headshot found as Karrigan will be left completely broken. Guardian luckily will save that AWP, it seems, as he tries to get away. Ooh. Tizian's going to need some new shoes, Jake.
He is. Straight through the shins.
Yeah, blown his feet straight off. And that does actually give Big their first round as well. Quite a tasty one at that. Smooya still holding on to his AWP as the rest of the team will rebuy. And they'll reinvest into this one. The utility going to be coming back through. For FaZe, they do have a bit of cash to play with. We've got 2 rifles there, 1 Galil, 1 NK and Olof. The Deagle CZ combo and Nico and Rain. And then Guardian still rocking the AWP that he saved.
Yeah, and mixing things up here, going towards more of a monster default here. Going to think about taking B short control. Smooya coming in with a jazzy little run boost, but
ooh,
doesn't actually work out. I'm going to try it again.
Second time's a charm.
Ooh.
The Smooya rocket works out well for the first frag, but the damage is done. Back in favour of FaZe. However, Big are in a pretty good position. It's a 3 versus 4. Olofmeister just trying to trade it out. Gets 1. Needs to continue pushing with this. Does get the spam up and tags down next to 47, but it wasn't actually the frag. Nico and Guardian left alive. He can boost him up, put him up top, and allow him to peer over. If he would have hit that shot, maybe there was a chance, Jake, but it feels like now it's starting to slip away.
Yeah, I mean, walking into B there, it was sort of just nicely traded from the CTs there. You know, they got the opening frag, and from there, just traded out perfectly. Not much more you'd really want from a CT side.
Definitely looking effective. And Nico, he could try recover the AK here. It is the Galil he's going to be able to grab. He'll back off with it and at the very least get away with that weapon. So it can be 2 saves that FaZe can save from this round. 30 seconds on the clock. Can't imagine they'll get anything else out of it. Big, no reason to over-aggress. They can literally just hold these angles. They've got bomb control. They know where the T's are. It's just a matter of time, really, until this one finishes up. Ooh. Trying to get a little bit more aggressive. Flashbang push will come through as they get close. Nico's there, spams down, actually gets one kill, but Guardian's been traded, 9 seconds on the clock. The double kill from Nico. And considering how this round looked, he's starting to make it work, but he doesn't get the plant. He needs to find the kill. And the flick from Nex.
That's scary. I mean, he had an inkling of where he was, and if he had a good 10 more seconds, he could have definitely played a bit more sensible, and that was a scary round there.
All things considered, I mean, it seemed like it was over from the get-go. Nico, I guess you just can never really count him out, right?
Yeah, I mean, those 2 kills are just hugely important because now Big have absolutely no money. You know, I mean, they'll take this, FaZe will take this eco on the chin and give Big a chance to build up some cash, but I mean, that is a great way to stay in the half.
Yeah, that was very effective stuff. Luckily for Big, as of right now, they haven't suffered any casualties, and they've got 2 kills, one of them being on the MP9 of Tizian, the other being the M4 of Tabzin with the early aggression towards mid. Carrigan, Nico, and Rain are the terrifying trio that do remain for FaZe, and there's really too much they can actually get going for themselves into this. They're going to try and go for the boost over. They get the contact, but there's not really much you can do. It's just a P250. Ooh. They gave him the opportunity.
Yeah, not much you can do. But there we go. I mean, similar start to how we saw the game progress on Cash. You know, it was a sort of similar start to the game with both teams sort of trading rounds very early on. No clear winner as of yet. And like I said, I mean, Big's economy starting to build up with saving 5 players alive there, but 1 win from FaZe here, and it's not looking pretty.
No, not at all. And this aggression towards mid, countless times now we've seen this push coming through. Tabs going to try his luck again. The Molotov was down. HE's going to roll in, so he'll get the tag off, but he peeks into this. He should surely go down. The timing should be awful as well, but he still gets away with that frag. Guardian, can he trade this back? Do they realize he's been able to slide into position? Quick shot, rapid fire as he disconnects, and that shot with the AK eliminates Tabzin. We fall back into the 4 versus 3, but Rain has ripped the head clean off of God B, and things start to get a little bit more awkward. It's an equal situation now. 3 on 3, 1:15 on the clock. FaZe Clan have the bomb. They can still work out what they want to do with this one.
Yeah, interesting start to the round there. Bit questionable maybe for Big to aggress at 2 places on the map at once, but it seemed to work out initially for them. It was just God B getting trapped on his own in connector there that sort of let him down in this round, but it does look like FaZe are grouping up towards B, which I believe Big have 2 players here, so it's their best chance at defending this round.
I mean, the smoke goes down. And this does let them get a little bit of extra map control. Tizian literally just going to play off the back of the flashbang, and he completely owns them there, Jake. Very nicely timed, obviously goes off the flash of his teammate, gets the double spray down, and Rain's now the last one alive, and they're going to use the old nursery rhyme. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day.
There we go. Yeah. Nice from Tizian there. I mean, really nice play from Big. You don't want to find yourself in that situation as a CT when you're 3v3. You have no real info across the map. You don't want to just be sitting on sites and praying they come to a site that you've stacked with more players. You know, just go for that info play, and luckily they were both in the pipe and he just sprays them both down. Lovely.
Yeah, it was a good confidence ball. And the right call to make. For FaZe into this one as well, as the buy comes back through, very heavy on the deagles, and the free nades as well. They've been expecting that push towards mid because it's been happening so many times. They counter it smartly. Unfortunately for them, it wasn't the overcommit this time from the CT side. Oh.
Yeah, a bit more sensible now with the knowledge that they should be on eco. I mean, you still got... Ooh, got to be hunting a bit. But Tabson's locking it down. That double AWP. I mean, it looks pretty jazzy at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice headshot that comes through as well. So
lovely.
It's not like there's easy frags to find. Definitely being pushed to their limits, even though they are up against the pistols. And it was a smart counter from FaZe. But Biz were just 1 step ahead. They got the business.
They do. They do love the business. But yeah, this could start running away from FaZe if they don't get a handle on this game soon. Going for a bit of connector control this round, but they're going to have to deal with Tabson's AWP. It's been deadly so far.
Yeah, that's true. He's got the dog AWP. with the little dogs on there.
Oh,
Shout out to Smooya.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Shouldn't that be rats then?
Tis the rat kid. Finds the first frag. Godby as well, going to be able to come back through, eliminates Rain. And they are being picked to pieces. And this is into a round where FaZe are on equal stature as well, Jake. They actually had a full buyout, so it's not like we've been seeing in the past. And Big, very nicely done. You get the first 2 frags, you peel back instantly. They're not going to overcommit. They're going to play this very smart, now just play for the crossfires. As long as they get the trades here, this should be their round.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard when you find yourself in this situation. You're not winning those initial gun duels, and you're sort of walking. You feel like you're walking into AWPs at that point, and already into a 5v3. There's not a lot you can do. I mean, it looks like they're just going to execute onto A, and maybe they'll get lucky with their entry frags. But another strong round from Big here.
The double AWP setup has definitely started to pay dividends for them, as tabseN has been quite effective with the weapon. Smooya not really even given a chance to see anyone with his AWP yet. As the push does come out towards long, Smoke's going to be down to buy them a little bit of time. Guardian sets himself up. They have 2 smokes, 2 flashes on that T side, and they will begin to use them. The smokes will go through. There's the flashbang for the entry. Both players are blind. Oh, he tags them up, but doesn't get it through the smoke as well. Next with a spam.
Yeah, I mean, if Godby wasn't there to bail his teammates out, that could have got very scary very quickly. But no, I mean, 6-2 to Big, and FaZe Clan, they don't have an answer at the moment.
No, it seems like they're kind of just stuck in a little bit of a stalemate right now. Really sort of running into the brick wall over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder who is calling this game, because I know Nico has taken over, but famously, Carrigan has loved this map in the past. I mean, I remember when he spoke to Thorin in one of his long reflection interviews, how for all of his teams, he needed to learn Overpass like properly and have that down as a map that they're extremely confident on. He loves the way the map plays. But obviously, recently, when he's been feeling so unconfident in his own abilities, you have to wonder who's actually calling this game. And already Olaf's just falling to that AWP of tabseN. And this B execute is just, it's rough because there's 4 players here. Tizian's just mowing them down. And they haven't even been able to get anywhere near Sidejack.
No, that's the thing. They physically can't even get on. They're just getting manslaughtered. Tizian just holding the angle towards short. You can't help but feel like if rounds like this are just going this far south, at what point do they switch things up? And what even is the backup plan here? Because this is just a standard execute from FaZe Clan. They're just playing their own game. It's not even really as if Big are doing anything too out of the ordinary. They're literally just holding sites.
Sure. I mean, I feel like you need to slap an AWP on Guardian here. Try and get him into taking those fights with tabseN and Smooya, because you have to feel like he is the better AWPer in that sense. I mean, both tabseN and Smooya, they're extremely talented, but if you're Guardian, if you're FaZe, you have to be thinking, okay, if they want a double AWP, we've got to take those fights with our star player. And I mean, at the moment, it's just rough, Jack.
It is. It's incredibly one-sided, and it's crazy as well, because this would be huge. I mean, walking away with 3 points from this series would probably be enough for Big, but for them to actually get 6 points and 2-0 FaZe, that's a confidence boost as well. That's actually quite, that's a big talking point for them to look at.
Yeah, I'm sure Smooya will hit FaZe with a few tweets, you know, maybe just start shouting at Nico. Yeah, calling him a noob. Why not? Only the best player in the world.
It's like a checklist. It's like a flowchart.
Yeah. Just verbally abusing.
Yeah. if beat FaZe, scream.
Yeah. Lovely guy.
Well, FaZe, they don't really have too much to play with, Jake, going into this one. When the early peak comes through, Smooya just going to be able to find that frag, takes down Carrigan. Olafmeister, Nico, Rain, and Guardian remain, but they just look a little bit lost.
Yeah, again, it's just another entry with those CT AWPs, and it has to start getting to FaZe at some point. Ooh. It would mess with your head. Oh, tabseN.
tabseN is just mowing them down with the AWP, and it's one by one. They're just trickling out. They're not really in a position to actually help each other. They're just waltzing into it, and each and every one of them gets dropped. Guardian will be the last man to go down. And
I mean, they bought grenades there. You know, you see Guardian there with the smoke and flash at the end when its whole team's dead. So you've got to feel like they had an idea in mind, but just don't even get to try. Guardian does finally whip out that AWP.
Yeah, and that's potentially could sort of come back to what you were talking about there. The frustration of when you're just being absolutely banged out by the two AWPs of Smooya and tabseN in rotation, both of them just going for the peaks towards mid, right? It's going to be frustrating. Yeah. Guardian, absolutely world class when it comes to that weapon. Is he going to be able to show us that tonight, though? As he needs to. If they can get these early picks and start to punish Big, then they can build back into this game. But they have to get this control towards toilets. This time around, Big fall back a lot earlier on, though.
Yeah, I mean, FaZe have been trying to take control with those 2 early smokes a number of times so far. And although they do take this ground initially, I mean, they still seem to be losing the fight. It's got to be in a very advanced position here. It's going to be on Nico to sort of catch him out. He does.
Nice, yeah. Nico might have actually just saved their bacon there. Getting that kill is so critical, but Tabs on the close angle, annihilates Rain. And they have to push through. They need to group up and go for this, but they're waiting for Nico to go for the entire rotate down long. Time's ticking away. The Molotov comes in. Everything that could go wrong is Jake, and those smokes are starting to dissipate.
Full rotation from Big. You've got Tizian who's got them trapped in. Nex has got a frag. I mean, Tizian has gone down, and Guardian's picked up Tabson, so maybe Big getting a bit too excited.
Now you leave it on one man, young Smoo. What can Owen get up to is he is just going to go for the contact face, stay scoped in so he doesn't hear him re-scope, gets the first frag with the sideline kill from Olofmeister. And finally, FaZe win a round. It feels like it's been so long since they've picked one up.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even feel like they should have won that round. It was, what, a 4v3. You had 3 CT players on site, Tizian in the connector behind them. And, I mean, Tizian peeks, got B peeks, and it just falls apart. Just from FaZe, just sitting there, waiting for Big to run into their crosshairs. And yeah, it's a bit of a lifeline, really. And I think they did actually pick up 2 orbs, so that might be what the pause is about. Just discussing what they do with this incredibly important buy round, because if they lose this, Jack, that's 10-3 right there.
It's going to be horrendous
at least
for them. And it seems like they're going to be giving Olof the secondary orb.
Sure.
Keeping 1 on Guardian. I mean, fair enough. The only downside is, right, T-side overpass with the AWPs, it kind of feels like there is sort of a limited time and when you can actually get that early pick with the AWP.
Yeah.
If you don't find a frag in the first sort of 30 seconds, things can start to fall back quite quickly. And Big, they've been very confident with their AWPing as well. So you might be running headstrong into someone just ready to smash you down.
You're not wrong, Jack. Gobby maybe getting a bit of early info. Nice little nade coming in. Does tag out Guardian. Loves his nades, Gobby. And there we go, Olaf. With that secondary orb.
That's a pick towards the B site as well. So losing next. I mean, this is the first time we've actually seen a frag really towards B in the past few rounds.
Yeah, I mean, aggression from Big there. They are going to re-aggress at A long, and Tabson dies as well. Those double orbs coming in huge for FaZe now. I guess Overpass is just a map of double orb setups, Jack.
Seems like it. You need the quad orb, 2 on either side. That's how you have the best games on Overpass. And Gobby grabs the AWP, obviously wanted to keep it in circulation. They have lost Tizian, so it physically just comes down to Smooya and Gobby's AWPing prowess now into this round. But it looks like it could be quite awkward. Smooya, if he doesn't realize the positional play here from Carrigan and co, he could just be completely mown down. He is going to push out as well. Surely this should be the round for FaZe, and it's quite an important one, as you alluded to. They needed to win this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd actually quite like to see a pause from Big here because, I mean, although they have so much money and a pretty decent lead, this could start getting away from them. I mean, you don't want to end a half that you were 8-2 up as an 8-7 or something. I mean, it just seems like they've stopped winning every single gunfight they've taken, and now they're still trying to re-aggress and aggress all over the map, and they're just losing those initial gunfights now. So maybe just pause, have a think about what you want to do, you know, maybe whip out the double AWP again if you want. I mean, they've got the money for it, but just slow it down. Try and stop FaZe's momentum because they can really get going here.
Yeah. Well, it's also the double AWP setup, I think, caught them off guard a little bit. Yeah. Olofmeister was able to get that early pick on next, and that's one of those where now Big might be a little bit scared to try and go for info plays. It could try and slow down the play a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they've been extremely confident so far, you know, just pushing to, you know, the T steps and taking B short like it's nobody's business. But yeah, I mean, they should start being a bit scared of FaZe now. No pause is going to come in. They are just going to buy back. Double AWP coming in once again. They should still be able to buy if they lose this as well, thanks to their loss bonus. But here we go, a bit more of a B-sided attack. Could just be straight up B execute off those initial nades, but again, Smooya going aggressive, using the molly to his advantage, but doesn't actually get the frag, and they are just grouping up Monster ready to burst.
That's rough. I mean, he would have got a bit of info from that. He spotted out the players, but missing the shot is definitely going to be a bit of a frustrating one for him.
Yeah, almost felt like he shot in between 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate,
right
really. Yeah. And then FaZe, they're not having it. You know, they've put that initial presence and they've called to cancel whatever their plan was there. And it is only Tabson on this A site. But he's got a lot of map control so far.
He's been looking deadly with the AWP as well. Some pretty effective shots have been coming out from him, but when he's just stationed on his own, can he find these frags? Already a rotate starts to come round as well. God B, dubious, believing that if they would have executed on B, they would have gone by now. So he rotates in to back up Tabson. Tabson gets contact as well. Drops the short smoke. And they're just trying to waste time at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the second AWP of Smooya on short, so he should be holding the angle there, so they've still got decent map control over towards that site. But FaZe, I mean, they're still sort of... don't look like they know exactly where they want to go. It does look like they're going to set up for some A smokes here. It looks like Gobby's re-aggressed it long. He could come in for a backstab as well.
Yeah, everyone's setting up, throwing in those smokes to block off all the lines of sight. And here comes the push. But the timing, the smokes didn't bloom instantly. Karrigan peaks a little bit too early, so Tabson gets the free kill. Now they arrive on the scene. They blocked off every angle, but can they get the bomb plant down?
As well.
Yeah, if they actually denied the bomb plant here, this round would be over. And God B doesn't deny the plant, but at least gets the headshot on Rain. It's a major advantage for them, and Guardian goes down. Tabson with a final blow. And they did just look a little bit lost. I mean, last few seconds of the round there, they finally decided what they were going to do. It just seems a bit all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, really nice proactive play from Big there. You know, they don't seem to just want to sit on sites. You know, Gobby pushing for the info, Tabson supporting. They got the rotations up in time. Great use of utility to sort of push FaZe back. And yeah, nice little backstab coming in from Gobby there, but yeah, FaZe definitely let the clock get the best of them there, and not looking good. Not looking good at all, Jack.
No, it's rough stuff. And again, we fall into a position where Big have a big advantage and looking pretty fierce into this matchup. Tabson as well, constantly switching it up with the angles he's been playing, trying to catch them off guard with this AWP, as he is going to be holding close by the angle, waiting to see if they will push out and burst out through the playground area. Flashbang goes in, he isn't blind, gets contact but didn't expect Rain to be holding the other angle, gets the headshot at least. So FaZe, they've got the first pick into this round. It's been a couple of rounds before we've actually seen them do that for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, we should see a bit of re-aggression coming in from Big any second, and it looks like it is Smooya. He should actually be able to catch Olaf here if he tries to cross back.
Ooh. Got to be with the anti-flash turn, trying to avoid it, but Nico will kill him. Tizian with the timing, Jake could be completely cut off guard as well, as he's going to be sprinting up, trying to find the kills, but the double kill comes through. Tasty as ever, as he has been looking fairly crisp. We are now just left with Next and Smooya, though. It's a 2 versus 3. And Next is behind them.
Oh, this is awkward.
He gets it, Jake.
How's he got that second frag? I mean, Nico...
You can't help but feel like Nico has to get that kill. You know he's there.
It's sort of one of those things where when you're Nico, you just walk down. You're expecting him maybe to be looking the other way, but I'm going to stop talking whilst Karrigan wins the 1v2.
Yeah, it seems like it as he's walked in towards the site. I mean, he's obliterated Smooya. This respects the UK and now continues to try and punish against Germany as well. He wants to shut this one down and win the round. That it would be effective for them. They could try and get it closer to maybe a 9-6 half here. But it still is left in the 1v1, so nothing is set in stone just yet. Next, going to start to make his move back on the site. He has a smoke.
No kit.
Oh, he drops the smoke, though. He can try and tap the bomb to force the face. Seems like he will just commit to this. The spam comes through, but Karrigan doesn't connect. He's just holding it, Jake, and there is no kill.
Oh, no.
This is a round for Big.
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, you hate to see it. When you hear someone tap a...
Yeah.
You hear someone tap the bomb in a smoke, and it's grim, but you think you've got an AK, it's an open plant, you know where you've planted. That was scary. I mean, if Nex had a kit there, God help him.
Yeah, the palms start sweating, the anxiety starts rising. You can't help but feel like every shot that misses, you're just like, he should have died. Why has he not died?
Yeah. The lovely 1v2 from Karrigan and saving his team here.
That's huge as well. I mean, if this goes 9-6, Pistol round, obviously, potentially not as effective as it used to be, but still, they could even out this lead.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can get rolling on their CT side without a question.
Oh, God B. He gets the contact towards long.
Big nade.
Could be huge. Ooh. It's all right. It's not too bad. I mean, 50 HP knocked off Karrigan, 5 HP from Nico. It's a little bit of a scratch on him. Oh, tabs him with the cross as well, Jake. Completely unaffected by the flashbang.
Yeah, I don't understand how that did absolutely nothing, but
it popped in the middle of his vision. I was assuming he was just going to be full blind, but
interesting. Yeah. Fantastic game, really.
I'm guessing maybe just because he was below the steps, he was a little bit lower down. The game didn't think it was in front of him.
I'm sure it somehow fell behind a bench, or there
was a twig in front of it.
Yeah.
A little bit of dust.
Just a bit of dust.
Yeah, small amount. Tizian gets that headshot on Olofmeister as well, so all things considered, they do not want to give away that 6th round to FaZe. They want to end this in a 10-5 half, and Tabson, I mean, he's not the primary AWPer, but he looks like he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the story of the half, really. FaZe just not being able to string a good series of rounds together, and unless they come out with something incredibly spectacular here, they're going to go down to 10-5, and there we go.
And that was awkward as well. Karrigan, I mean, Guardian spotted him. He missed that first shot. God B literally commits to the fight and nearly got the frag on Karrigan. If he would have got that kill, you'd have been so confused about how you've actually allowed him to even get that kill. Just ridiculous. But still, a 10-5 half. No, not in favor of FaZe Clan. Big are currently the ones that are dominating, and large if true, Jake.
Well, you could almost say big if true.
Ooh, there we are. Wow.
I do try.
What are you thinking about this one? I mean, what are your thoughts overall? Because it does just seem like FaZe are just a little bit lost.
Yeah,
a lot of these rounds.
It's similar to that last game. Big just look like a strong, tight unit. Their CT aggressions, they're always reasonably thought out. It's not just one player going off on like some sort of spectacular play. It's normally a teammate flashing him in, or based off some sort of info. Just, pretty logical CS coming out from Big, really. And FaZe they're just struggling. It's in terms of form, in terms of just how they're playing on their T side, it's just not what you want to see from arguably 5 of the best players in the world.
Yeah, it is true. And that's the thing, being a team like that, where you are entirely based off of just pure skill and raw aim potential, if you have a slow start, if you're not into a position where you can't really play that tactical level of CS because you've switched out callers, if Nico is still currently at the helm, obviously, it just makes things quite awkward. And the rounds they were winning were all very individual. The Karrigan 1v2 clutch, not repeatable rounds, and that's why they've been left in the dirt so much here. But we move on over. Their CT side pistol round does kick off. Guardian, the only player towards the A site, goes for the info, sees no one, and they're going to fully stack this B site.
Yeah, it looks like a fast B exec coming out from Big. It's going to be on Nico here, the man himself. And he is doing some damage.
Yeah, that is crisp. 3 kills found, 1 by 1. He is putting them to bed. Looks to keep it going. Nico, this could be the ace on the pistol round, and it will be, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him ace last game. Whips it out again. He is, it looks to be the only player in his peak form on FaZe. Well, I say peak form, but he's in brilliant form, at least this series. And if he is cooling, he is really trying to drag his team over the finish line here. Lovely ace coming out.
Yeah.
And that's both pistols, I want to say, on this map.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, because Rain got a 4K in that first one. So, I mean, I know it's not as impactful with this recent economy change, but 6 rounds with both pistols so far, it's not great.
I mean, if you account it to, say, let's say, 4 rounds they've got off the back of pistols there really now because of the new economy, right? That's still not amazing.
No.
That's only 2 rounds you've won outside of that. Guardian proving what you can do on a pistol round, though, as he will pop off with that USP, annihilate Smooth towards the end, and that is now 10-7. So FaZe, they're getting back into it, but the buy comes out now. And Big, it's always worrying. I mean, if they can delve back into this one straight away versus the weakened investment from FaZe, it could be quite a shocking affair, rather. Guardian does have the AWP. There is no AWP on the T side. It is just the AKs.
Yeah, I mean, pretty mixed buy coming in from the CTs, obviously keeping over those SMGs on Karrigan and Rain. But it does make things a bit awkward, if they lose this round. Money's all over the place. Almost feel like Rain would just invest in an M4 at this point, but he's chosen not to. Probably going to just play some close angles with that MP9. Can be devastating.
Yeah, if you get those headshots off, it can just be worth its weight in gold and the amount of damage it can do. 1 minute and 19 seconds on the clock here as time starts to tick away. Tizian appears to be trying to make his mark on short. And Rain could actually be countered as well. I mean, the MP9 is effective in close range, but if he doesn't expect this tight position from Smooya, could lose the fight.
Yeah, interesting to see how Smooya plays this, as he has been left over towards the A site on his own. Not normally the player you'd see lurking, you'd have to feel.
Ooh.
Ooh, did look like he found the timing on Rain there, but he's going to take more damage there.
Surprised they were down that way. It was a bit of a weird face, just ran at him. I mean, survives on 4 HP.
Yeah, but they should have the info now that Smooya ran off and maybe rotate Guardian over towards that B bomb site. They are looking to group there. Overpass are going down and too aggressive, really.
Oh, all the kills going in favor of Big at this point. Nico as well. Can't repeat what he did in the pistol round with the rifle in his hand, as he will be destroyed. Guardian, a beautiful headshot. Tizian, the timing on the face could be everything here. He doesn't realize that Rain has actually just pushed out, and Rain gets a free kill from it. Tries to double down. The spam will be readjusted there by Tabson.
Look how low they are, Jack.
I know. 4, 7, 13.
Any other gun, and you're going for it.
Just an AWP in his hands, and you can't really retake with it. It's not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to question him, but that B setup, with 30 seconds left, you've got Olofmeister in the pipe.
He doesn't save. Oh, God, I was going to say, if he saved the AWP as well after getting that frag.
Rough.
This is not going well for FaZe,
No.
Jake.
I mean, you had Olofmeister in the pipe, you had Carrigan on bridge, I think, and Nico caught between the two of them. And it just looked like Olofmeister was maybe reaggressing because they had no info on A, but the fact was, it just gave Big an open invitation to the site when they had to be executing with 30 seconds left. They had all the work to do. And you can see Nico's like just trying to flash himself, desperation. All his teammates are dying. It's just caught out there with the wrong timing, wrong call maybe from FaZe.
It's rough as well, because, I mean, Carrigan easily was one of the world-class in-game leaders we saw. And
yeah,
feels like it has just been sort of a fall from grace, really, and the entire team looking quite lost.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really fun player to watch. You know, you see him at LAN, he is just holding W, running around with his M4s. He absolutely loves a LAN. But, yeah, it's horrible to see.
Yeah.
You know, because you want to see players playing their best, but it's almost as if Astralis have just put everyone else to shame, and
they've accepted it.
Yeah. I mean, the meta at the moment is that Team CS is back in style, and it almost feels like when FaZe were announced as a team, you know, they were the complete opposite of that. You know, just brilliant aimers, using their individual skill to win rounds, and it just has never been too strong for them, to be fair.
No, definitely not currently in favor. And into this round, it's just a bit awkward. I mean, all right, Rain gets the kill in the end, Jake. He will be able to rip his way through Smooya. It was a little bit of a weird confrontation, but it goes down that way.
I mean, Smooya just trying to bear hug him. Not the smartest way to attack CTs.
Just run straight in there, give him the hug, take him down.
They have been forced into executing B here. Bit of a flank as well from Rain, who's been taken down, actually. And yet, I think they're actually going to cancel off that.
Ooh. Gobby will be the only one that's left on the site. He does get killed, capitalized by Nico.
Yeah, I mean, that is unfortunate, because if Gobby stayed alive there, just to sort of toy with the rotations, it could have been interesting, but now Big still have to take the site. The bomb is miles away. All still to play for. Carrigan with a lovely kill coming in.
That's tasty as well, because the player they actually inflicted damage on is Guardian. Guardian's still alive with 16 HP, but Bogdan's low, so he's going to be fine. He can still just hold that angle. Next, and Tabson, they need to go absolutely humongous into this round if they're going to pick it up. Tabson will get one, but the trade kill's there. 9 seconds, Jake. It's now or never, do or die, and in reality, it seems like Next might just want to die before time, because they could find him very easily. He's trapped in bank, but he will make a withdrawal. A nice frag.
Yeah. I mean, you can see what Big are thinking there. You kill the man behind you, and you think you can just run straight up onto A site. The bomb did seem to go the longest route possible, but the fact that Gobby sort of died as soon as they started running off is sort of the catalyst there. But still a lot of enough rounds to play with if you're Big. I mean, it's getting a bit scary now, but Not the cleanest of buy for FaZe either. And they've been losing some questionable rounds so far. And it is a bit of a jazzy force buy coming in from Big. The AK's on Smooya.
Yeah, buying down to just $100
no one's with
there.
him.
I know, he's on his own. And he could actually... I was going to say he'd be taken down
if he
with a
falls
max
there, then that's the AK. Just nice one. Sun's crying. AK's lost his time, but not to be. Nico goes 1 for 1. Oh, lovely spray down from Olaf.
That is a whole lot better. Big kills coming through. It's Smooya and Tizian that remain. He's had to scavenge the max 7. And Smooya is still alive with the AK in his hands, but it's a 2 versus 3. It's still just going to be such an awkward round. Smooya with a tag, but converting that one is still going to be quite awkward. If Tizian had an AK, a rifle in his hands, it could be a little bit easier for them.
Yeah, I mean, can't do much more than just be a bit of a distraction, really. Maybe just run in and die for Smooya here. It's definitely still winnable for Smooya. Oh, he does have the AK now.
Yeah, got the secondary AK, Jake, so now this 2 versus 3 seems a lot more achievable. The tag with the AWP brings him down to 7 HP, but he stays alive. If he can try and support Smooya so we can get out, they can get into a good position. Tizian with a headshot on Guardian. It's a 2 versus 2, but they need to try and execute soon, and the Famous play is phenomenal. He'll be able to annihilate Smooya. Olofmeister with a bang through the wall onto Tizian, and they don't want this game ending just yet. They're trying to keep it going. It goes 11-9, but there is going to be a pause, a technical pause this time.
Well, I mean, that buy was definitely keeping, it definitely keeps FaZe honest here. You see, Karragan can't really buy fully. Guardian's in a similar position, but I'm sure he'll get that AWP dropped over towards him. But yeah, I mean, money's not too fantastic on either team, really. Big looks like they're going to go for some sort of quasi half buy here. FaZe obviously going to buy up fully. But yeah, getting close. I mean, this could easily be 11-10 here. And Big have sort of, if we're honest, they've let this slip here.
Well, it's not like they had such a strong lead, right, for the good majority of it. And they had confidence. But these past few rounds, FaZe have been able to build themselves back into it. They're winning firefights that previously they were struggling for. And it's also been a big slowdown as well. Players like Tabson, absolutely annihilating, just literally ripping through everyone in that first half. Now starting to plateau a little bit, obviously not as able to do too much. It's the T side, it's not as crazy. You're not just having 4 players rush at you at once and being able to have a complete party with it.
Yeah, looks like a much quicker B play here, just going to take B short and maybe just execute straight off that. See if they can catch FaZe sleeping here. Shouldn't be the case.
Well, they get the entry. Oh, Jake, actually, it's getting quite messy as the kills are coming back through. Smooya with the backstab. They might lose this round here. I mean, the only player that's actually on the site is Guardian. They're going to try and go for the boost up as well.
Boost heaven. I hope he just sits there and doesn't actually face. And he has managed to get up there silently, so Guardian shouldn't have an inkling, but Smooya is going to face. Oh, bit scary.
That could have been really awkward. And when he gets the kill on the player on site, Rain's now entering from behind as they've got a ton of utility left as well. That Molotov can be launched out. Rain just getting dinked down. No opportunity to even spam, but he gets 1 kill. It's onto the 1 versus 1, but Rain is on 7 HP. A single shot could finish him off, Jake, but he gets the angle. Unfortunately, there's no time. He's going to jump on the
I think he's got it.
Or...
Oh, wow. I mean,
like last second.
Next clearly just committed to staying alive there, but if he had known Rain was so low, he could have just taken the fight with the CZ and won the round for his team, but...
Just yeeted it.
My word, Rain just about clutching the round there.
That's
very scary.
And this is one of these rounds as well, where you lose a round like that now, and the game just completely starts to go against you.
I mean, even now, FaZe's economy is completely wrecked. You know, Nico's whipped out an ump. They've got no AWP. Big in it. Fantastic position to take this game if they win this round. Looks like a bit of a B short aggression is going to go in the way of FaZe. Nico using that ump as a little drive-by weapon. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. Just getting into it. Getting into the game. Rain. Gonna try and go for the backstep. Jake, if he just held here... Oh, he is going to hold.
Wouldn't really expect this.
No. Oh, especially you wouldn't expect him to just wash his way with the hat-trick as well. I was thinking if he gets the double, then fair play. But he goes on to get all 3 kills, Jake. And Smooya takes the fight, sure, but what can you really do?
Yeah.
It's one man.
I mean, catches the last headshot with the last few bullets in the chamber. And like you said, Smooya's got it all to do. Can't get past Nico. And there we go. I mean, after coming so close in a round where you've only got pistols, straight back onto the rifles for Big, and they just get absolutely wrecked by Rain. I mean, that's lovely play from him, because you're already, what, 20, 30 seconds into the round, and you think, oh, I'll just reaggress and go close T stairs. And they, Big, I mean, why would you expect that?
No. It's not an angle that you really think someone's going to be sitting in, so it was a really cool
yeah, I mean,
to make, really.
Done well to get even more than one there. You know, the way they came out of T stairs is not like they were all clumped together. It was sort of 3 individual fights that he did well to win.
Yeah, I thought 2 would be the cap, but, you know, 3 frags, and you basically do shut down the round individually there. You've got more than the majority of frags. You've left it just on Smooya. It's a 1v5. It's never really going to work out. And
yeah, I mean, we were talking about him before. Rain, he definitely has stepped up here on this map. He's got 20 frags. Top fragging for his team. Getting closer to Tabson by the round. And yeah, I mean, I'm in full panic mode if you're Big. You're somehow 11-11 now. You're onto pistols. Probably going to go for another big execution, just based on how well it worked out last time. Doesn't look like they're just walking up through connector, trying to clear front toilets. Might be able to chase down Rain here. He's on his own, actually.
yeah, it's literally just him, but it doesn't matter, Jake. The spray down, once again, it's another hat-trick for him. Round after round, he's just being able to explode upon them. Got me with the Tech 9, gets a couple of tags, but no real kills coming through. And it's left on Tizian in a 1-on-4. Guardian is on 16 HP, so he'll just hide back, stay alive. This round should surely go the way of FaZe. And that'll be them finally taking the lead as well, bringing us up to a 12-11 scoreline. And Big, they just had that pause. I'm assuming that'll probably be for the next round once they've actually got a buyout, but they need to change something up. Yeah,
I mean, you want to talk about individual skill in this FaZe lineup. Rain right there, the fact that he's had the confidence to just say, leave me on A, I'll deal with it. I mean, as soon as you start hearing those pistols running at you, it's scary. You know, you get that first frag, you're like, okay, just about done enough. I mean, you want to get 2 there, but the fact that he's just mowed down like 3 of them, you love to see it.
Yeah, it's true. Especially up against pistols like that in that situation, obviously. It's so deadly, just the constant taps coming out. It is an awkward affair to be involved into. But we're back into the game now. Guardian going to go for the peek out towards mid, trying to find the early pick with the AWP. Doesn't really find too much, though. Just gets a small amount of information. So we're into round 24. FaZe, they finally have the advantage, and they're going to want to keep on adding to this. Next gets a little bit of map control. He's been able to find his way through connector at the very least. Yeah, I mean, interesting setup here on A-Long. FaZe changing things up. 3 men dedicated towards this A site. Feeling like Big might try and change things up, and it is all going to come to a head here at A-Long. And here he is, the man himself, Rain. Oh, that was tasty as well. Gets the first and the second. Carrigan going to be giving a little bit of a helping hand. And this is when the game starts to go their way. They're on the CT side. They're just getting constant bodies charged against them. It's very easy to find those frags. Rain essentially just being a sentry gun for the CT side right now. You pop him down somewhere and he will spray his way through anyone that comes towards him, Jake.
It almost feels like you just stop going A, because you're running into the best player on the server at the moment. And he's absolutely annihilating Big here. Ooh. Yeah, there he goes. I mean, he's just a one-man army at the moment. Finally goes down. But it's next to the 1v3 and just walking into Guardian's AWP. Again, Rain is in full carry mode at the moment here on Overpass.
Yeah, popping off 26 kills, top fragging across the board on the server now. And look at Tabson's KD. Yeah. He still hasn't found a frag in quite a few rounds now. I mean, considering what we saw him end that first half on, made the point before, it's just not happening. Yeah. He isn't being able to have that ridiculous impact he had on the CT side.
I mean, here we go. It is the classic. You know, Tabson, best player on Big at the moment. In this game, at least. He's got the Galil, got B, 13 frags, got the AK. You love to see it. I don't even think that's a decision made from God B. It's just...
I think it's just they didn't say anything. Yeah.
Even now, Smooth's been tagged up. Could drop over that rifle, but... I mean, yeah, this is just grim for Big. They've got nothing going on their T side so far. Oh, that is just not ideal if you're Big.
No.
You haven't even seen anyone, and you're dead.
It's bombed out the server by the HE.
Gobby could catch up Rain there, and there we go. Nice little lurk frag around the smoke.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's always rough.
Yeah, just waltzing in. I mean, you're even just trying to take it slow, but it's Guardian. He's got the confidence to go for the peak. It's an easy frag. And if they do try and execute towards this site now, they're going to be pretty starved for time. They've got 1 smoke on next and 2 flashbangs, Jake. This isn't going to be too useful for them. The first smoke does go down. Here come the flashbangs, and now it's just a matter of time, really. FaZe are going to be expecting this push. They won't be really able to rotate off, even if they wanted to go towards B at this point. Try and instantly go for the bomb plant. Nico just biding his time. Peeks out. Oh, Nico! That is incredible stuff as he gets the headshot on Nex. The punishing frag on Tizian. God B is now left in a 1 versus 4 with it all to do. The in-game leader. He will rip off the head of Nico, but that is it, Jake. 14-11.
I mean, that's a really nice detail from Nico there. You normally hear that bomb plant, and normally the guy from Truck just swings, tries to deny the plant. And I'm sure that was Nex on site with the bomb planter. Probably just looks away after that initial second, and then slightly delayed peek and just mows them both down. Beautiful.
And that's the mechanical understanding of a player like Nico, really.
Yeah.
Just really good understanding of when to go for that peek, what your opponent is going to do in that situation. Big. Feels like they've been using all of these pauses down that T side as much as possible. Obviously, we didn't really see too many pauses on their CT half. They felt quite confident. They've saved them up now for the T side.
Yeah, I mean, remember when Big were winning this game, Jack? Because I don't.
It was quite a while ago. And the thing is, FaZe are 1 round away from match point, Jake.
Yeah.
And look at the economy in Big.
Yeah, diabolical.
Yeah.
Diabolical, some would say. Dead Fox would probably say that.
Probably. He probably would, yeah. He is known to use that word.
Does love it. Does hate his positions, actually.
Does hate the diabolical. Well.
Here we go. See what Big have been talking about in that pause. It's going to have to be something special to stop this FaZe train at the moment. Oh. There we go. That's 2 rounds in a row where one of Big's star players have been taken out of the game without even seeing anyone. And what do you do?
It's not even just the kill as well, it's the fact the nades that rolled in. So before he was even shot in the head, he was blown down to like, what, 30 HP. Nex is left on 73 HP. It's just been rough. God B as well being burnt by the Molotov through the smoke as he will be brought down to 70. He's now dead. Everyone is perishing. It is only Smooya that remains in a 1-on-4. Smooya takes the first firefight, gets the kill, but unfortunately took so much damage, it's pretty much over. You have to try and have those clean 1v1s when you're in a clutch, or else you're just not going to win it. You're not left with enough sustain. 10 HP, Jake. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too disjointed here from Big. The fact that they lose that early frag probably kills their execute dead, but they still go for it. They're running through smokes straight into the hands of FaZe, and yeah, Smooya got it all to do in this 1v3. No HP to play with. Needs to be some clean headshots here. Already making some noise. And it looks like he's just going to get peeked. Oh, no, Carrigan thinking about it.
There we go. Guardian gets the kill. 15 rounds achieved for FaZe Clan, and
that is Smooya dead.
Yeah.
The little rat.
Banned now, of course. Well, the rebuy will come back through. Next, going to go for the Mac 10. And they just have to go for a scrappy buy. I mean, that was the thing. The economy was always going to be broken when they got into this position, Jake.
Yeah.
1 AK on Smooya, but that is it. They have nades, they just don't really have any firepower.
No, I mean, they've got nothing to work with, and even when they've had their full nades, they haven't been doing anything with it, and it looks like it's just going to be a bit of a B-burst. All or nothing, Hail Mary. See if they can get anything working again.
Oh, no.
The spam.
Nico as well, look at the damage, Jake!
Oh,
Nico! He has just wiped them all out of existence. He's like a pack of cards, Jake. He's
Honestly,
had 2 aces and the 4K, then gets stabbed to death.
That last round really sums up the entire second half. You know, if you're Big, that's 3 rounds in a row at the end there.
Yeah.
Where all 3 rounds they've lost the player before the rounds even got started there. It's just beautiful spams coming in from Olofmeister. Obviously knows his lineups. But yeah, I mean, Big. They looked horrendous on their T side, I'm afraid to say, Jack.
It's rough as well, right? Because, I mean, they were so confident with themselves CT half. They didn't use pretty much any of their pauses. They were happy to just play it out. T side, however, it just seemed like they were stripped to confidence. Every round was going the way of the CT side, and that was basically, you know, what we sort of came down to. We spoke about the individual skill of players like Rain. They were looking quite lackluster. Then a complete transition, right? They go back to playing how we expect to see them, just popping off. I mean, as you said, the confidence to just go, I'm just going to play A site. 1 versus 3, rips his way through all of them. Nico, every round towards that B site, he was punishing people at Monster. It's just crazy. What can you do when you're running into a site and one guy's going to get 5k?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we spoke about it a bit. Individual players on that FaZe lineup, once they started to get going that game, I mean, they just shut down their sides of the map. I mean, you've got Nico on B shutting it down, you've got Rain on A, and it's just disgusting, really. You love to see it.
Yeah, it is rough. It's not looking good at all for Big there in that following map. I mean, all things considered, Jake, let's now look at it for what it is, right?
You look at the 3 points they've gained, you know, you take that cash win, you know, you take the pride off that. And I mean, there's probably a lot to learn off that Overpass loss. You know, I mean, good CT side, a lot of positives there. And I mean, you can chalk it up to just Rain and Nico and Guardian sort of just going off in different rounds on that CT side. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely work to be done if you're Big.
And this was sort of the beginning of the end, really, for FaZe Clan, when they stepped back into it and were just able to pick up these huge rounds. The return of Rain, when he just stepped back into the game, was getting constant free Ks, big individual plays from players like Nico, great understanding of when to just perform, and towards the end here, just cuts his way through everyone and then gets butchered by his teammate as a little bit of a send-off.
Lovely.
It was definitely tasty stuff, and that does round out the day as well after we find success in that game. That is the 3-point split between both teams. And
it is.
It's not too bad, really. I mean, Big, they can look at that, they can watch the demo back. There's probably a lot that GodB can analyze.
Yeah.
What are your sort of final thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, overall, decent series for both teams. FaZe have done extremely well to get their headspace back in the right place, and sort of just, you know, after being so far down on that CT side, on T side, just to come back, it was just lovely from FaZe, you know.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see Rain popping off, and yeah, great game.
A huge return to form. Let's have a look at the results as well and just recap today's show. Over here on the B stream, it was, of course, the 2 map wins there for G2, where they just overthrown NiP very easily. 16-5 and 16-2, Jake, on that one. Moving on then, it was Astralis. Again, 2 maps taken over Hellraisers. And finally, to close out the night, it was a 16-9 on Cash for Big. A big upset, but they couldn't go the whole hog. They weren't able to get the second game with a 16-11 win for FaZe. On the A stream, things looking pretty interesting. It was a split for FaZe as well. So FaZe dropping a couple of points today, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, G2 also winning a map versus Fnatic. Obviously had that 2-0 earlier versus NiP, and they've had huge question marks even these last few days, and I mean, that's pretty promising for them.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Mouse Sports, they win the first map on Inferno there versus Na'Vi. Na'Vi bring it back on Dust 2. And for Na'Vi as well, they haven't played that many games in Pro League yet, so it's actually interesting to see they drop their first map.
Yeah, also surprising to see that they're winning that Dust 2 match when Mouse Sports love that map. You know, they pick it so often. But yeah, interesting.
That's interesting. Are we actually seeing Snacks play with that roster right now as well? Because he
has been benched.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
that's interesting.
If they've sorted out the rosters yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if Styko's ready to play, if he's even on the roster.
Yeah. It could be a bit of a question mark, but that is today's broadcast finish. We are done for the day. Jake, you subbed in. What did you think about being on Pro League?
Oh, I love it.
Of course.
Happy to make my debut when I'm, you know, already half dead.
A little bit ill.
Yeah.
That's nice. You're almost halfway there.
Yeah.
We'll finish you off after.
I'll just jump over the balcony. You know.
That'll be all.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it. That is the end of today's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. You can head on over and watch the North American broadcast. But today, we are done and dusted. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. We will see you then.